What is up, guys? It's Verns back again with another Supercoach video. This time it is the BBL Round 7 review. And look, not a bad week from us again, up another 965 places to 2,553. We put out an 1,136. So look, at the end of the day, this isn't too bad. And I think the one time I did finish in the top K, I was in a similar position where I had two big rounds to end the season and managed to take the get into the top K. So that's sort of my goal here. Team value is very nice at 2.6k, and we've got a lot to play with at the moment. So we're going to jump in, see everything here. Okay, just before we jump into the actual team and go overall, something I did want to go over, and I didn't quite do it before I ended the video. Just really cool for me here is that I did have in my game, my leagues, I don't know if I really want to show you because they'll do their own reviews and you'll see them there. I mean, we don't see them anyway here actually because it shows next week's, but I actually last week had Spills and DR both on the same week. Not too relevant with me and Spills because me and him were bottom of the table, 7th versus 8th, winner took 7th, so it really didn't matter for this. For that league, but it was just, I guess, a little bit of bragging's rights, so I caught you there, Spills. So, and then in DR's league, this one was actually important. The winner took 4th and loser ended up in 6th, so either major league finals or minor league finals, and I ended up taking DR there and moving on to the proper finals. So that's cool. I'm probably going to get thumped because the actual top 3 in our league have been really good all year. DR a little bit unlucky, I think. 2nd for total points and ended up sliding to 6th for the head-to-head, so a bit unlucky there, DR, but hey, I'll take it. It's the only league that I'm actually top 4 finals in. Every other league I got absolutely pumped and was pretty bottom of the table, so such is life. But yeah, just wanted to add that in there, so got you this time, boys. See if you can maybe get me in AFL. Yeah, now back to the video. Now obviously we had Connolly on the bench, which was a bit unfortunate here. We can see that I actually brought Bartlett in, which obviously I didn't tell anyone I was doing that. He ends up being my top scorer and I got the captaincy on him, so it worked out really well. Look, the reason this came in, I guess, last second was it was actually after the first game had even been played. So Stars and Sydney had played. I ended up watching DR's review. He was really hyped up on Bartlett and I was like, you know what, let's do it. Like, why the hell not? Like, at the end of the day, I don't have to move him on this week. I can hold him another week, and then I can move him on before round 9. So I ended up bringing him in instead of Hardy. What this actually, unfortunately, did is I wanted to be trying to get Hardy, so I was trying to get Morris to Hardy, and that meant I went Ellis down to like Chaundry, and then hopefully Morris to Hardy, but couldn't quite have the cash there to make that happen. Ellis ended up doing really well though. Those were already on Chaundry, just like got absolute reward there too. Hardy didn't end up being super good, so that was actually much better for us, but honestly a lot of the Perth players were pretty underwhelming, which was unfortunate. But yeah, Bartlett with a massive game, which is awesome. And those are obviously on like Nisa and I think Chris Jordan. They both went off, so like congrats there. Chris Jordan is one I didn't want to take a punt on. Just he is very yin yang. He goes up and down, and look, he was probably due for a big one. But I just had a bit more faith in Ellis consistency wise, and I can't be unhappy with his score. So look, went pretty well for us in the week overall. Obviously McDermott on field too, which was awesome. So we'll jump into it. We'll look at the trades. Every single team has a single this week, and I think once I finish the trades, I'm pretty happy with how the team actually looks. So what we're going to do, trade number 1, is we're going to be moving on Jack Edwards. He's holding a lot of money there, 180k, and he just doesn't have the role anymore with Curran back. So at least I don't think he has the role, so we'll move him on. I don't want Crawley in the team, so let's get rid of him. We still have a boost up our sleeve, so I'm going to be using that this week too to try and set up for the final round, but also have a good team, I guess, for this round. I don't know, it's hard to pick Thunder players. There's not really Thunder players that just like scream pick me, so that does make things a bit hard. I'm thinking I'm going to keep Richardson at the end of the day. He's very cheap, so like there's not really any harm in keeping him, and at the end of the day he is a death bowler, so he comes in and bowls the overs where points are going to be made. And look, he hasn't had a great season, but all it takes is one good game and absolute dividends. And I think a lot of people will get off him because of this, so he could be a bit of a pod sitting here for us right now. But yeah, he's just not worth much money, so it doesn't really matter if I move him on. There's not much I'm going to move him to. So what we'll focus on first of all is we'll look at the Thunder players that we want because they have the double coming up next week. Look, Sam's obviously is the numero uno best Thunder player there is, in my opinion. There's 3, I think we just disregard that. But at the end of the day, he has a 122 break even on a single. He can definitely make that, but there's a good chance he's going to drop in cash, and we can just worry about getting him next week. There's no need to rush into him now. But yeah, when I look at these guys, none of them, as I said, scream pick me. I'm just not happy with, honestly, any of them. I think I've got to go back to Sanger as probably my favorite. I know he started them, but look, he's still pretty cheap, so he's nice to bring in at a cheap price, but he does good things for a cheap price, which is good. The next one I'm looking at, I mean, look at batters have been pretty good, so it's hard to pick against batters. I actually want to quickly just look at their run as well. So what do we have left? We have Adelaide at Monica and Sydney Showgrounds. Okay. I was just wondering if they were going to be playing at Adelaide because Adelaide's obviously a great batting deck, so I was sort of hoping for that, but that's not quite the case. Showgrounds is a really small ground. I feel like it goes really well for, I don't know, like I don't really know these grounds, let's be honest. I'm trying my best from information I hear from others, but look, I think I'm just going to go Chris Green at the end of the day. I think maybe more reliable than others, so I'm just going to put him in there as probably a reliable piece for now. Leaves a lot of money left over though, that once I jump off the Sydney players, who do I want? I mean, obviously I've got DPP here too, so I can always flip Connolly up, see what other options are available to us. I'm going to click on averages as well because I want to look at the averages. I do like that Carey did play, put out 150. Is it only the one game he's playing though? I don't know if like the test series is done or if they just had a break in between and he got a cheeky game in. If it is done, though, that's not too bad to get Carey in. I wouldn't mind that at all. They do play game 1, so I'll know actually tonight. Like, lockout will be done tonight, so I'll probably just throw Carey in there for now. If he's playing cool, we'll just keep him. If he doesn't play, then obviously we'll just move on him. And then who to go next? 214k, it's a lot of money. It's not quite enough for Sam's, but as I said, I didn't really want to grab Sam's this round. Honestly, who I was looking at, guys, he's very cheap right now for what he can do, and it's going to be Curran. I like what Curran does. I don't really have many 6s in this team, and I'm pretty happy to bring him in, honestly. So I feel like this looks pretty nice for us. It also gives us that bit of bat ball DPP as well, which is really nice, makes things a bit easier. We don't have a loophole, so that's the other thing I'm questioning. If Carey ends up playing, I can always run him on the bench at the end of the day because he plays game 1. Or I could run him over McDermott, who's been a bit yin-yang. Yeah, that's not bad. I like that idea, actually, running McDermott there. What could I even do, though? Because everyone I brought in... Oh, I can always flip people down, so I can always, yeah, do that way. Cool, so we can see how game 1 goes. If McDermott pops off with a massive score, we can look at bringing in a did not play player for like a Green or a Curran, which wouldn't be too bad. I can then easily flip down a Sutherland or Walter or whatever down to the forward line and have the did not play here to bank on McDermott's score. So we can always, yeah, run that with McDermott. I guess doesn't really work for Sanger though, just because every single player that's left, I wouldn't have any trades left for them. Everyone I'm bringing in players in the first 2 games. So after the Sydney game happens, I can't actually trade anyone, so I can't really get Sanger's score on a field. I guess the only thing would be, as I said, if I bring in a player that did not play to get McDermott's score, Sanger ends up scoring McDermott, I can always just swing them down with a bit of DPP and taking Sanger over that. I mean, that's one way I can look at it. The other way is I can always run Alice as the loop instead. That's actually probably a bit better. And then same logic here. So I can always bring in did not play player from Sanger for McDermott or Alice, whoever scores worse. Yeah, and that's not bad. And I think the team looks really nice here. Just looking at this team. Also, we get short on game 1, which is so good. We either just put the free VC on him, and I think Maxwell's pretty good backup for us. But yeah, I think the team looks really good. A lot of diversity in the team, a lot of good players here. So I'm kind of hoping for a big week. Look, at the end of the day, if McDermott doesn't fire or Ellis doesn't fire, that's perfectly fine. They just sit there and we run the team the way it is. Saying that I'd need Short to not fire either, because if I'm running a VC on Short, I'm kind of relying on one of these guys to be firing to then bring in a did not play player. And then it's a question of, do I move out to Sanger or Green? I think Sanger has a really good break even. Yeah, 0 break even. So maybe we keep Sanger, move Green, bank it extra 100k or so, and then that makes next week's trades really easy for us. A lot of money to just fling around however we want. We'd obviously next week be moving on Walter and Bartlett, but that's the other thing. Those are both super expensive players. So I don't really need 100k sitting there because it's just going to be unused. Yeah, look, we'll see what happens. But this is the idea going into the round, guys. As I said, I think the team looks good here. Hopefully it goes well. Tell me how your round went. Comment below for all that. Keep me updated with your season. But once again, I appreciate you all for tuning in, just seeing how we're going. Those that have liked, subscribed, especially appreciate you. But yeah, till next time, guys. Peace. Later.